Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, November 10th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I let the power of passion transform me. And today we have some astro stuff going on, affecting us, making us work. We are, at least turn my sounds off. Okay, we are working into this Saturn Uranus square. So the peak of this actually will be happening at 1:45 a.m. Saturday morning. So we're building into it. Now, I had a few comments on some of my posts for my horoscope yesterday of people not sleeping. Anytime Uranus or Mercury get really activated, they can amp up our mental energies and it can amp up our electrical energies. Not to mention there's some sun spotting things going on as well, which just amps up the energies. But this is definitely a part of what's going on with your sleep pattern. So if you're one of those people who's really struggling with the sleep stuff, this is going to pass and hopefully as it passes, the sleep will return. But meanwhile, as we build into this, this is a really powerful transit for all of us to get past the shoulds, to get past who the world has wanted us to be, and really stand in our truth, stand in our official I am vibration, who we came to be, the mission we came to live. And at a certain point, this came through so strong, at a certain point, you have to take responsibility for who you are in the world. And if you don't like it, and if it's not really who you are, because a lot of us can turn into whiners, complainers, unhappiers about our life, that's not really who you are. And so you have to take that responsibility for, okay, I am not enjoying this. I do not like how I'm showing up. I have an opportunity to shift this. And this is a really big opportunity to shift this. So we're building into this. Now I should mention that this thing that we're building into will also trine with the moon in Leo. Self-love is going to be big. Really honoring yourself, honoring the inner child is going to be big in reclaiming the passion of who you are, the passion for being who you are. You came here for a reason. You are here for a reason. I know a lot of us are like, oh my goddess, what am I even doing here? Oh my God, with all this stuff that's going on. No, we came for a reason. Step up and be like, okay, I showed up for a reason. I showed up to be me. I'm going to be me. I'm going to take responsibility for who I am. I'm going to live my truth. I'm going to live my purpose. I'm going to know in every moment that I'm showing up in purpose, on purpose, as best I can. That's the nature of passion within us. And when we don't really know where we're going, because there are those points where you're like, I don't really know, that's when you tune deeper into the passion and you let that deeper Shakti energy help guide you, help direct where you're going to aim that big, beautiful heart and start moving in that direction. So we're building into that. Meanwhile, as we build into that, we have that yod going on. That yod is actually happening, the peak of it, at 12:35 a.m. Pacific time. So I spoke about it yesterday. The yod is pointing at Neptune. Neptune, which is that spiritual flow. You came with this spiritual purpose in mind. Mars and Libra, bringing that young passion energy. 11 degrees. Mastery, self-mastery. And again, that moon in Leo, bringing the self-love and that creativity and the power of the heart, combining, so excited, I'm inhaling my spit, combining the energies of the heart and your passion is what's going to lead you in this spiritual flow, on your spiritual mission, whatever that may be. And I was talking to a client yesterday, spirit is in everything, everything has the essence of God, universe in it. So there's nothing that's not spiritual. So if your work is sweeping, or if your work is making tissues, or if your work is cutting people's hair, or, sewing garments, or painting paintings, nothing is more spiritual than the other. I am not more spiritual than you because I'm sitting here talking to you about spirit. Now, this is just my life path. This is just where I'm at on it. But there is spirit in everything. And if you start honoring it as such and connecting with the power of your passion in your heart. I just realized that my crystal has navigated itself very far south within my shirt. If you start doing that, your life will change. And it'll feel a lot better to take responsibility for who you are and where you're at. All right, so the other thing that we have going on is we have this sun square moon energy happening today. So there may be some resistance, and my feeling is that this resistance is going to be fear. And let's be fair, there's a lot of reasons for fear on this planet right now. And there's a lot of outlets reporting on all the reasons why we should be afraid. There's always going to be that. Life has an ending. Well, this physical body has an ending, you know, and so this trajectory, this little thing right here isn't forever, and we have to realize that and yet still show up wholeheartedly and not let that daunt us. If the fear is coming up, that's a symbol. One, talk to your inner child, get into your inner child and remind them like all is well, all is okay, and you're there with them. The other thing is get into your root chakra. Root chakra holds a lot of fear energy. It can hold fear energies from past lives, from this life. Don't let the fear stop you. Now, what's so interesting is that the moon is also going to be aligning with the north node with this square, and the sun is going to be aligning with or squaring that north node energy. And that north node energy is, again, tuning into the power of the heart and letting that heart guide you, pull you, lead you in and through. So that's going to be really important to tune into the heart energy. But realize that if the fear does come up and if you listen to the fear, it could take you on a lesson detour. You know, I don't like to say it takes people off their paths because sometimes we just have those lessons that we need to go to, but be really vigilant about that. You may also feel that you're not on the path, and that may be part of the fear that comes up. Don't worry, you're on the path. You're getting the lessons that you need. Just don't let these mental things, these brain things, take you out of your heart, take you out of the passion. Keep tuning in. Heart, and then those lower Shakti energies of passion to help guide you forward. I have such great cards for all of this. Number one, exhaustion. Okay, so exhaustion is a few different layers, a few different levels. Exhaustion through transformation. We are going through major transformation with all of this Scorpio energy. Sometimes, like I said, the universe knocks you out to do the work that it needs to do. The exhaustion may be because you're not sleeping, because Uranus. If Saturn and Uranus are like keeping you awake, meditate. If you are not sleeping, meditate. Meditation is restful. I know it's not sleep, but at least that will get you out of your head. Like, I'm not sleeping. What time is it? It's 2 minutes later than the last time I looked at my clock. That's 2 minutes less sleep than I'm going to get. I've done that. I am fully guilty of that. It's okay. It's okay. Meditate. At least get into that restful state. Zone your mind down so the messages that need to come through will come through. You will get back to your place of sleeping. It will happen again. Exhaustion could also mean that you're carrying too much. And I think some of the too much that we're carrying is some of these masks, some of those shoulds of the world. Now I have, from the Sacred Power cards, I do have the Truth card. And there you see that mask. It's time to take off these masks. So notice if you're exhausted and you aren't sleeping, maybe it is because you're carrying somebody else's load that it's time to put down. Besides that, these messages are so interesting. Moment to moment and totality. It's like, be here now in this present moment. This present moment is moving you forward, but it is a moment to moment thing. This present moment, and this present moment, and this present moment, and keep noticing, keep showing up. Tuning into the power and the passion within, tuning into the heart within. Let that keep driving you forward. Rather than the exhaustion completely taking you out. And I have going with the flow. So this in reverse. So it may not feel completely in your flow. It may feel, there may be, like I said, there may be some lessons that come up. It's all good. The universe has it covered. The nothingness card, this is the card of pure potentiality. There is so much that is coming through the void in and through these lessons that are going on. This astro is so strong. It's such strong astro. Like, these are some major things that are going on. These are some major destiny things that are happening right now. Your work is to be present and not too overburdened by the things that are not. And as for the flow, it'll come back. The flow will come back too, but right now you may not feel completely flowy in and through that. I love my Universe Has Your Back card. I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again, and I choose love. Keep choosing love. When those fears come up, address those fears with love. And then finish. So actually 3 cards came out of the Sacred Power reading cards. Lightning came out, the Isis card. Isis, the gatekeeper of love energy, the presence of your soul to accept this new integration, this energy that Uranus is bringing forth, the truth of your I am vibration. The self-love card came through again. Self-love, inner child, tending. So working that. And then the truth, which I do want to read a little bit of. Truth. Habitual thoughts and fear-based emotions relate to us through the ego. Fear is the primary action of the ego and causes us to hold onto our intellect, habits, impulses, and instincts, not the insects. It's common for people to assume that ego is all negative. A bad persona we should lock up and never let out. In fact, the ego can push people to take risks, be adventurous, and entrepreneurial. So, who are you? This knowledge will empower and inspire you to push past ego boundaries and fear-based subconscious thought patterns. Train your ego to take a back seat. Mahalo does agree, even though he got quiet when I stopped talking. Remove your mask. See what's hiding behind it. Be mindful of other people's masks. You are not seeing or accepting the reality and truth of the situation. Access and assess your emotional reactivity. What's your lower self teaching you at this time? Recognize your emotions when they arise, accept them without judgment, and release them with love and gratitude, and act appropriately. The affirmation for this truth card is, I am creating peaceful experience. I acknowledge and accept emotions as they arise within me without judgment. So, that's it for today. Let us know if you're going to want to join us for GPS in LA on December 2nd, me and Nikki. I'm really excited about that. We're going to be covering 2018. Book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your personal scope. I'm about to launch next year's reading sales and everything. For the people who want monthly readings. What else? There's enough love in the world for you. The better it gets, the better it gets. And I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.